Okay. Yep. Good book ideas are something to be shared, not kept to yourself. Why? Because good ideas are a gift from God. And a gift is really not a gift until you give it to someone. In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus said it this way: "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill can't be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Good ideas are luminous. They're refreshing. They are from God. He planned to transform mankind by dwelling inside us and sharing His good ideas one at a time. It's by His life shining within that we can make the whole world brighter. So hiding our ideas is like crawling into a corner with a bowl over our heads. Would you consider for a moment that He designed you to shine? Your mind is sparkling with wonderful ideas, like a mason jar filled with lightning bugs. All you need to do is let them out. So, are you ready? Step 1. Let out your ideas. Grab a stack of sticky notes and a pen. Choose a topic to think about. Set a timer for about 20 minutes. Then write down everything you know about the topic. List everything you think someone else would want or need to know. Thinking of a story or experience? Remembering a Bible verse or a special quote from someone? Planning to share an insight or teach a lesson? Then jot down a word or two on each and every sticky note, placing them on the wall nearest you. I can hear you whispering to yourself right now. You're saying that you can't think of a topic. This is nonsense. You can think of plenty of topics, but I will humor you and help you find a few topics to get started. So go ahead and grab 5 sticky notes and answer this specific question. What are your 5 favorite things in the whole world? That's an easy one, right? Go ahead and write your answer on each of the 5 sticky notes. Chances are the 5 things you just listed are the 5 topics that you could talk about all day long to anyone who would listen. So just pick one of them and then finish the rest of this exercise, steps 1 through 4. Then pick another one of the favorite topics from your list of 5 and repeat this exercise, steps 1 through 4. Do it until one of the 5 favorite topics energizes you, or until you think of another topic that really does. Step 2. Group those ideas. When you've pulled out a lot of ideas from your brain, pouring them onto paper, you can stop and smile. That was an important step. Now, set the timer again and arrange your ideas into rows or groups, putting similar items together. It's possible that you'll experience clarity or breakthrough at this stage, because finally seeing all of your thoughts spread out in front of you is unbelievably helpful. Maybe you'll discover that you have more to write about than you thought. And maybe you'll discover that you have a good start, but there are some gaps. And that's great news. Now that you actually see the gaps, you can go about filling them with research or intentional idea development. Step 3. Contain your ideas. Now put everything from each of those groups into a different container. One of my best practices as a writer is creating containers for my ideas. These containers begin in the early stages of idea development, and they serve me all the way to the last page of my manuscript. Be aware, not everyone likes containing their ideas in the same ways. So here are some containers into which you can toss your good ideas. Use sticky notes, index cards, legal pads, my personal favorite, or a digital document like Word or Google Docs. Step 4, fill your containers. Now you're ready to build your manuscript from the inside out. Give yourself a period of time, perhaps 2 weeks, to fill up your containers. This is your idea development period, and there is no pressure in the process. When you think of something you want to include in your manuscript, it needs to go into a container as soon as possible. For me, this looks like keeping a small pad of paper and a pen nearby, in my purse, on the kitchen windowsill, by the bathroom mirror, and in the console of my car. Whenever a sudden insight or memory strikes me, I jot it down. At the end of the day or at the end of the week, I take all of those notes and I put them into the appropriate container that I have going at the time, either sticking them on a giant sticky note or writing them on legal pads of different colors. The great thing about working this way is that later I can move the smaller notes from one place to another. Please don't underestimate the power of letting your idea development last 2 weeks or a little bit longer. Our minds tend to notice outside evidence to prove the thoughts that we're already thinking. Here's what I mean. One of my highest values is uniqueness. I'm not likely to purchase anything that is trending. If I've seen a particular style on a few people, I decide it's not unique enough for me, and I no longer like it as much. For instance, I like to buy a pair of shoes that I haven't seen anyone else wear before, but it never fails that as soon as I start wearing them regularly, I suddenly notice that almost everyone has that same pair. I'm sure you've experienced the same kind of thing, whether it be with shoes, a purse, or even a car. Those items didn't show up out of thin air. They were probably there in your experience all along, but you didn't pay attention to them until after you had paid for your own item. That's because we notice evidence of the thoughts we are already thinking, not of the thoughts we aren't thinking yet. That's bad news for the shoe lover who values uniqueness, perhaps, but it's great news for the writer. The moment you start creating containers for your ideas, you have turned on the ignition of your intellect. It will silently hum in the background of everything you do until you finish the manuscript. Like some kind of web crawler, your brain will scan every interaction or circumstance that you encounter, looking for proof of your theories. You'll be sitting in church, and your pen will set your Bible page ablaze when the sermon sounds like the preacher has been reading your mind. Podcasts will speak to you. Billboards will shout at you. You'll see your Siamese cat pawing at a grasshopper, and it will suddenly become the perfect illustration for the point you plan to make in chapter 10. Evidence will be everywhere. Some of it is your beautiful brain at work, and some of it is your beautiful master at work. Either way, the jewels you will find are the wild spoils of the writing life, and you must write them down on a sticky note, or on a legal pad, or on a napkin, or on the back of your hand. Record a voice memo or make a new note in your phone as fast as you can. Please do something to capture and contain your ideas. Don't presume that you will remember the precious details when it's time to write. All of it is vapor, and you will forget, my dear. Which container systems appeal to you most? Is it sticky notes, index cards, legal pads, or a digital document? Maybe it's something else. Share your opinion in the comments below. I can't wait to read your ideas. And in the meantime, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share this video with someone in your life who wants to be a Christian writer.